Today I fucked up by nearly knocking out my BF during sex. Today I fucked up by nearly coing my BF during sex. Literally happened 10 minutes ago. My BF and I were having a good romp when he smacked my ass to flip over. Went to roll to the left and used my arm for a bit of momentum / leverage. He went right and bent down as I swung. After a loud ass crack and shooting pain in my elbow, I shriek in horror as I see him grabbing his face. Then he sees the blood through the stars as I nearly concussed him when my elbow nailed him on the brow bone. I hit him so hard that I sliced his eyebrow, not his actual eyeball, open half an inch from the force of it. He is feeling it even after making an ice pack from some snow, and the goose egg on my elbow is matching the lump. I have never been more sorry in my life. I have never made another human bleed like that. Can't decide whether to laugh or cry, so I'm doing both. Too long didn't read. My BF took my elbow to the face while changing position while screwing, and I sliced his head open and concussed him. Update: holy crap guys. Thank you so much to everyone who gave this awards, and even more thanks for all of the comments. BF is doing okay today. He is going to have a badass scar once it's healed, so it will definitely a lifelong memory. Not quite stitches worthy, but I have a butterfly closure keeping it shut. He gets to sport a minor shiner and a band-aid for a few days. Thanks to all of your comments, my anxiety of nearly, not really, killing him is much better today. For everyone asking, after a 20-minute break things were able to be finished off last night. I managed to elbow him in the nose for round 2. Can't make this shit up! Exclamation mark. Nothing like knowing you're alive after near death to get the libido going. Am I right? Lol. Now he gets to go to work and tell all the wild stories about his combat sex battle wound. We work retail management, so I am guessing it's going to be a rough day. I hit him so hard that I sliced his eye open half an inch from the force of it. At that point you should have grabbed his arm and finished with a guillotine to get the title and the $100,000 check. Combat sex even better. Edit: thanks for all the awards. Think this is the most upvotes I've ever got. Martial arts uniform, collision, zany face, starstruck. Death by snusnu. The spirit was willing but the flesh is concussed and bleeding. That is some really rough sex. Nah, that's one of those events, when all the effects have passed, you all will remember and chuckle for the rest of your lives. It's a memory in the making. Today I fucked up by ghosting a girl from Tinder and not listening to Reddit. A week ago, I made a post on r/Tinder asking if it's ever okay to ghost someone. I did not follow anyone's advice, which has resulted in a threat to my life and a police investigation. Back to the context. Is it ever okay to ghost someone? I had a second date with a woman who is a few years older than me and went over to her house for dinner a week ago. She gave off some intense vibes when we met in person at my flat the first date, but, lockdown being lockdown, I was willing to give it a second shot. Upon arriving to her house, we had drinks. Then, she gave me a house tour. All is normal. However, the final room to be shown was a shrine for the Spice Girls. It was impressive how dedicated it was, and, at the same time, terrifying. The shrine was the second largest room in the house. When you walked into the shrine, you were greeted with a musky scent reminiscent of an antique store. Chumley wouldn't have had to call in an expert for appraisal because this girl was the expert. Every relic was, without a doubt, authentic. This room was littered with mannequins dressed in apparel from various concerts from their rise to fame. Items ranging from a scarf that Mel B had worn to an exclusive event to a pair of socks that Jerry threw into a crowd. None of it washed in over a decade to preserve the authenticity of these sacred relics. By this point, I was fornagronies in and absolutely bottled. I decided to stay for dinner. This proved to be the right move, so it seemed. She cooked an incredible meal starting with scallops on a half shell concluding with steak cooked medium raw. At the end of the night, we hooked up. However, it's a Tinder date, and the second date no less, where I was inundated with the spice, and frankly, I was lucky to make it home the next day. I was not interested in ever seeing this person again. 2 days later, I posted on r/Tinder asking if it's ever okay to ghost someone. Some interesting discourse resulted in the overwhelming majority of Redditors saying to just message her, but I didn't heed this advice. I ghosted this girl for 5 days in part due to work and university and also because she was a mentalist. She texted me, and as time waned on, the messages became more and more hostile, which furthered my position to ghost. 2 days ago, someone rang my doorbell 6 times. I was in the middle of a ranked Apex Legends match, top 3 no less, so the visitor can wait. Once I found a spot for safety, I looked through the camera, and it appeared to be a delivery driver, or someone I didn't recognize, and I didn't buzz them in. A neighbor graciously let him up. Man then knocks on my door. I open it, and expected a mailman or delivery driver to greet me with a kind smile and a parcel. Instead, I'm greeted by a deranged lunatic. Do you know who the fuck I am? You can't treat my daughter like this. I came here to stab you. You need to contact my daughter, or I will come back and stab you multiple times. I will wait outside your flat and stab you to death. When you are least expecting it, I will be waiting for you. I had my hand on the 9-iron by the door, but somehow managed to de-escalate the situation, knowing full well this was the quickest way back to the Apex match without her dad pulling a bloodhound finishing move on my ass. I returned to the Apex match, with 2 furious squad mates, and broke down what the hell just happened. I called the cops, and they open an investigation into it, collecting all kinds of information. They tell me to notify this girl that I have contacted the police to dissuade her dad from coming back. Yesterday, officers came to my place for questioning. They pulled CCTV footage of this guy coming in and audio from my bell outside my door. My neighbor is acting as a witness because she heard the whole situation. He may be getting charged for trespassing and intent to harm. This girl then messaged me something incredibly foul yesterday. I have half a mind to respond the sex wasn't even that good. But again, I'd prefer not to be stabbed. Please be safe out there. Some crazy fuckers on these apps have deleted them all and taking a long hiatus. Too long didn't read, ghosted a girl from Tinder after 2 dates. She gave her dad my address. He came over to my flat on Sunday and threatened to turn me into a ghost. Contacted the police, and he will likely be charged. Too long didn't read, of too long didn't read, don't ghost people. Update. I checked my phone, and when I was blasted, I managed to take a picture of part of the shrine. I have emails with my landlord and the police report, but I worry this will give my identity away. We also got 2nd place, but positive RP. Musical note, if you don't wanna be my lover, you gonna be stabbed by dad. Musical note. A lot of comments about the girl, how she's crazy, and ghosting. Not a lot of comments about the dad. Like, I get it, someone broke your baby girl's heart, after 2 dates, but the lengths he went to in order to try and force the relationship. Isn't it normally dads threatening to stab you if you have sex with their daughter? Not threatening to stab you if you stop? Strangest ad for Apex that I've seen on here so far. You left out a key detail. Who is her favorite spice? It was actually Melanie Brown, also known as Scary Spice. I showed you my spice shrine, TLS respond. Today I fucked up by washing my underwear in the shower, without having a plug in the drain. So from the title you can probably see where I'm going with this. Disclaimer, I'm on mobile, also this happened a few hours ago, so the humiliation is definitely still here, baby. Hopefully this doesn't violate rule 4, I'll try to skirt around anything that could gross people out. However, if periods in general are not for you, then neither is this post. I live in a household where my dad packs the washing machine, I hang it out, and my sister folds. Now before I get into it, I understand that this is a stupid thing to do, but whenever I get surprised by my period a few days early or a tampon just doesn't do its job, I tend to give my underpants a bit of a scrub and soak in the shower so that my dad doesn't have to deal with the grossness that is period blood. And more importantly, so that I don't feel embarrassed, lol. So anyway, tonight was one of those nights where my period decided to pop in and say hey a week early, so I definitely was not expecting any bloody accidents for a little while. Honestly, yeah, inconvenient, but NBD hey. Just chucked them into the shower, turned on the tap, and fiddled around in the bathroom while the water heated up. This will be fine, right? Ha ha ha. Wrong. Fuck up 1. My sister and I share a bathroom, both of us have long and thick hair, therefore, taking out the plug and pulling out a mile of goopy hair is a highlight of the week we take turns enjoying. Unfortunately I didn't realize that my sister had done this the night before and forgotten to put the plug back in. Fuck up 2, I threw my underwear really far into the back of the shower, and turned the water on full blast to make sure it heated up quickly. This meant that the sizable drain was more than able to slurp up a pair of my bloody underpants in the time it took me to take off my socks and bra. So I stepped in the shower. Thought I'm strange, thought I threw some underwear in here. Then it hit me. The open drain. The water not going down said drain. The visible absence of any grey and pink undies in any part of the bathroom. It dawned on me the latest addition to the train wreck of stupidity that is my life. Frantically, I spent the next 10 minutes desperately shoving anything I could down the drain, trying to hook some part of those bastard pants to drag them back up. Then I used a plunger. Then, resigned to my fate, I got dressed and went downstairs to tell my dad what had happened. Luckily, he seemed pretty amused, not so amused when he saw how much a plumber was going to cost to fix it, and didn't make a big deal about it. So yeah, now my shower has to be pulled out and the pipes semi-removed so that we can retrieve the underwear that I so brilliantly decided needed a spa day. I'm just hoping that at least all the blood's been washed off. Otherwise y'all can expect another today I fucked up from me tomorrow about a plumber and my favorite bloody underpants smile. Too long didn't read, idiot got a surprise period, decided to wash underwear in the bathtub. Didn't notice the plug had been taken out and now we need to pay for a plumber to remove my underpants from the realm of the pipes. Thanks for reading if you got this far lol. Now I'll be drowning in my humiliation while my lovely sister laughs at me. Use cold water to wash bloodstains, it ensures there are no marks left afterwards. Whatever doesn't go away with cold water, soap and a good scrub should go away with hydrogen peroxide. But in my experience if you wash fresh blood with cold water right away it mostly goes away. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm glad your dad seemed to handle it well though lol. And I have a oopsie like that, I just wash them out in the bathroom sink. Cold water seems to work better, just a little tip. It prevents the blood from staining any other part of the undies in my experience, and I just put a little blob of soap on the stain and scrub away. Then you won't have to worry about clogging the drain anymore. Best of luck to you in the future lol. Edit, thanks for the awards. Oh my god, the sink. I wish I'd thought of that. Definitely going to be my go-to option in the future haha thank you. I second the sink and use peroxide if you need to get blood out of the clothing, works wonders. Don't even worry about the plumber, people have periods it's normal. Thank you. And yeah my mum stigmatized them a bit for me so I'm still getting used to the whole periods are natural mindset at my dad's place. For your long hair problems I highly recommend a tub shroom. I have the ultra version which is metal instead of plastic, and it catches everything that goes down the drain without being an eyesore. Super easy to pull up and clean off regularly.